Welcome to the Wealth Beyond Just Money podcast with Rebecca Hayes. Okay, today I want to focus on expansion and specifically your expansion. Let me tell you what I mean. So, I was chatting with someone recently and they were talking a lot about being kind of bored, kind of frustrated, and annoyed, if you will, just at their life in general. They couldn't give me a specific as to what was kind of causing them this discomfort and making them kind of question where they're at and what they're doing. But they were just sort of feeling bored. And I had to laugh a little when this came up because when I was growing up, my grandmother hated when we would say, "Oh, I'm so bored." And she would always follow it up with, "Well, if you're bored, I'm sure I can find you something to do." By which she, of course, meant chores or something we absolutely did not want to do. But I just love that she always had a response to, "Well, if you can't find something for you to do, then I'll find something for you to do." And it gave you that little extra motivation to find something that you would enjoy. And even more than that, it gave you the little push over time to not even bring up the fact that you're bored, right? It kind of prevented you from being bored altogether because you knew if you went to her with that, she was going to hand you a broom or send you outside to tidy things up or something. She had some chore that always needed to be done, and she could cure your boredom like that. But carrying that into adulthood and hearing someone say, "I'm just feeling bored," was a new context for me. And it did make me think of my grandmother for a minute. But I also started to ask some questions to try to understand what they really meant when they said, "I'm feeling bored in my life." And I think a lot of times we attach it to where we're at with our money situation. Maybe we're not reaching our goals fast enough, or maybe, we can't do the things that we really want to do or feel like we can't do them. Or a lot of times we attach it to our career paths because our careers make up so much of our life. And so we feel, stuck or like we know everything about our job. And those are all things that we can discuss another time if that's you. But let's say that's not it, right? Let's say you enjoy your job. Let's say you're feeling good and confident with your money. And, those are things that we talk about a lot around here. So if you're not, check out some of our other videos or reach out to me. But assuming that that's not it, and in this case it wasn't, let's talk about what else it could be. Because the idea of feeling bored is not that uncommon, right? A lot of us feel kind of meh, if you will, about different aspects of our life at different times. And that's bound to happen. And so instead of staying stuck in that boredom, I'm going to give you the push that my grandmother always gave us. What if it's not what you think it is that's causing the boredom? What if instead of curing the specific boredom that set in, what if we focus on expanding? What if we broaden your focus? This is something we do a lot here at Wealth Beyond Just Money because in building a holistic wealth, we're so focused on going beyond just our money and our career and the things that do take up a lot of our time and kind of building across the 7 tenets. And if you don't know what those are, I will link to the video below because we go over what the 7 tenets of wealth are here at Wealth Beyond Just Money and give you some ideas for that. But instead of, pinpointing it on your career or generalizing it to your entire life, because I would imagine your whole life isn't boring, let's talk about what else you could do. Maybe it's time to find a new hobby, right? Let's introduce a new activity into your day, week, schedule, whatever. Or let's focus on giving back. Let's focus on something that you're not doing now that could bring you a lot of joy and excitement and intrigue, if you will, because it's something that you aren't doing or haven't done. And it's going to require you to develop new skills, spend time meeting new people, expand your circle of friends. There are so many things out there that could occupy your interests and your focus if you just took the time to discover what else is out there that could bring you a little extra mystery or fun. We like both here. And instead of dwelling in that boredom and letting it consume you and control your actions, let's maybe find one new constructive thing that you could start, big or small, that spans something, maybe a tenant that you haven't given a lot of thought or interest to yet. All right, that's my challenge for you today. I hope it cures your boredom. And if not, maybe come back and we'll come up with something else. If you have any questions, or if you discover what that new activity is and you want to tell me all about it, I can't wait to hear. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Wealth Beyond Just Money and let me know what you did or are doing. And I can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, keep building your wealth beyond just money.